Hey guys, so this is going to be my first video of the series, my devlog series. It's not necessarily a devlog of just my project. It's also going to be a devlog about my goals, the things that I do on a daily basis as like a devlog for my life, which also includes the game that I'm making. Um, that's my number one thing right now. And sometimes I lose my passion for it, so I believe this is a good way to, keep a diary of my life, to keep up my passion for the things that I'm doing, including the game. Um, so I will prepare a series of questions for myself every week, and I will try to post this weekly on Sundays if I'm free. If not, then I'll try to do it like bi-weekly. So no promises right now. I'm not doing this to get views. I just think it's a very good way to uh, keep up my passion. So there will be some certain questions every week that are the same. So it'll include like some highlights of my life in the past week and what improvements I made in the past week and what are some of the things that I can still improve on. Um, Basically like a reflection of myself. And the last section of all these videos will definitely be updates on my project, the game that I'm making. It'll come up. So, all right, let's just jump into the first question. What are some highlights in the past week? So last Saturday was my friend's birthday, and I learned how to make um, Basque cheesecakes, lava Basque cheesecakes. So I made it with a new oven. It was large, it was an American oven. I did it before with a Chinese oven, much smaller, much easier. Looked much better at the end. The one that I made last week did not look that good, but it tasted all right. It had no lava inside because I baked it for 5 more minutes than it's supposed to take. But it tasted all right, so I guess that's good. And then this morning I saw the New York Marathon happening. It was cool. I did two half marathons before. My dream was always to participate and complete a full marathon, but it never happened
Let's
just
go.
because my knees hurt. Uh, that's one of my goals. And those are the highlights from the past week, I guess. Improvements that I made. So I went back to China and I also went to Japan for a month during the Chinese New Year because I think I stayed in NYC for too long and I was like turning into a very cynical person. Uh, Partially because I guess I'm not mentally strong enough to face the society as a growing adult yet. So some people that I meet in New York City really affects how I view the world. But after going back to Asia for a month, I felt a lot of love and expectations and everything. I was never someone to, change what I do or my way of doing things based on expectations, but I feel like now might be a good time to kind of shift my focus a little so that I also listen to people's advice more and I ask more questions to others rather than wait for people to ask me questions and get to know me because I feel like that could be a little rude sometimes and it's just not respectful. So I feel like I'm doing much better after I came back to New York City. I'm a lot more open than before. I ask people questions. I sincerely care about what other people are doing and what are their motivations. I try to see the good sides of people basically, and it makes myself feel better. It's not just about others. So that's one of the top things that I would consider as improvements. The other thing, I guess, I learned how to make cakes, and I never did it before. It also happened during the month that I stayed in China, so that's really good. And also, I basically restarted working on the project that I'm doing, the game, which I will show at the very last section. I lost motivation for it for a very long time because of changing jobs and looking for new jobs and moving around basically in New York City in this area. And now that everything has settled, I think it's going into the right track. What are some things that I can still improve on? Let's see. I am still a little antisocial or just scared of making social connections, or I could be a little more open, I guess. So I could work on that more definitely. Mm. And back in the days, I feel like I would ask people questions just to keep the conversation going, sometimes even when the questions are dry. And right now, I'm really trying to work on that to make myself really care about the other person rather than trying to, keep the conversation going for the sake of keeping it going. That's really, I feel like it's rude and pointless. And I feel like I'm doing better, but some improvements can still be made. Some other things that I can still improve on. I need to figure out how to use the oven to bake better cakes. If it's really good and people like it a lot, I will consider selling those things inside the building that I live, but we'll see about that. All right, so project updates. What did I do last week? I made a new CGI for the game, and that's basically the opening animation, the entire game. I feel like that really it's gonna be some good motivation for me and my team, hopefully. That's it. Cliffhangers. I know it sucks, right? We really hate it, but as I said, this isn't going to just be a devlog of my project. It's a devlog of my life, so I just want to show a snippet of it, so that my motivation doesn't turn from internal motivation to external motivation. When you get views on your videos and it includes like snippets of the things that you're working on, you start to expect more views. So I'm not doing that. Um, I'm doing this because I like it. Yeah, cliffhanger. It sucks. I'm an asshole. What you gonna do? So, well, see you guys next time. But thanks for watching. Take care.